on this Corvette body that I've been using for my speedrun cars. This is the worst aerodynamic car I've got right at the moment. It's fine in the front, there's no slope, there is indentations right here and some sort of a spoiler, so when the air hits it's going to try to come down, create a roll, creates an air bubble, or in this case you would call it an air bearing, so that when the wind hits it, it's going over that air bearing and keep going up. If you look at it from the side, there's very little. There's actually less on this than on the Daytona prototype. So this is a much better car for a speed run than what it is. Where it's a bad car, aerodynamically, is this was the first Corvette body I got that was shipped damaged, and the mold was wearing out. It looked like they had pressed it twice, and so the hole locations that you marked didn't line up with the wheel wells. You can see how it's real far open here, same way back here. It was real far, real close. So what I did was I decided just to cut all that off, similar to the Daytona prototypes, all the way around, and at least get my 70 mile an hour with this car. The wing does have a lip on it, but it's small. I cut the second part of the wing out. There used to be another bar that ran right across here. There's a space in between, and it was at a sharper angle. Well, I trimmed that off. This wing comes with spacers to take this part out. So we'll add a side pods on this with this neutral. I'll turn it up. And one note on wings: wings are great going forward, but if you spin backwards, your car's going to blow up and it's all over. That's actually, if you look at the wing from behind, that's actually going to create lift because of the curvature. It's going to hit that wing, curve under it, and it's just going to keep working its way up in the air until it slows down enough it no longer has enough lift to lift the car. But by that time it's usually going to be a 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. It's just going to flip it over, generally. Now, if we want to look at other alternatives, which is better for racing, I'm going to use my last Camaro Z1R that I did. And it's from Protoform. This is HPI, which, by the way, I've got a new body from HPI, Corvette body, that came. It's crystal clear. All the modes have been corrected. I mean, it's like the best pressed body I've seen, except for that Protoform, or the Dirt Late model I showed you. That Dirt Late model was pretty damn clear. Not as clear as the new Vet. The new Vet, man, it's just awesomely clear. And I apologize for the length of this video, but there's no real way to do it. I may break it up in sections, we'll see. Now, I need to adjust the body post up so you can see how it would really set on there. But just for illustration purposes, you can see the side dams, the way they kick out here, or lower rocker panels. That's creating downforce. It's harder for air to get under it. If you look at it from the side, the body's done proper. It comes from the factory with the back. The rear of the tire opening goes in, the front sticks out, and it's the same way on the back. Back's the exact same way. If you take a look at the overall lay of this body, this is a good body for racing, and I understand why it's won so much. Is on the front, it it's blunt nosed. There's no taper. You know, it really looks like it'd be poor aerodynamically. But I think one thing that this body's got going for it is it's telling the air where it wants it to go. It's going to go nicely right around the sides. When it comes up to this point, it's going to detach a little bit, but it's still going to stay attached slightly. Of course, there's going to be air hitting this as it goes on, but this is a nice flat area. It's raised here, but it's still flat. It's got slight sloping. You can see it carries on right down the rocker area, or the door, the lower panels of the door. Right back here, flat deck surface, little bit of a protrusion to mimic the factory wing. It does come with a wing, and the class that you run this in would have a wing as well. But I think this would be a pretty stable speedrun body too. Again, paying attention to how tight your fender wells are cut is also key. I don't have it in here with me right now, but I've got a circle cutter that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and what it is just like a compass, except it's got the point on one end, and on the other end it has a like an X-Acto blade, and it will score the Lexan, then you just snap it out. You don't even need to sand it. And recently I picked up one of those Protoform wheel sanders. I've just used it once on that Dirt Late model. It did what it was supposed to. In the long run, I'll see if it does as good as my smaller sanding. There's areas, of course, this will go, this won't, so there's no such thing as one tool fits all, except in the commercials. So that's the big gist of it on this Camaro Z1R body.